gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Kay Vaughn.
Thank you so much. Man, it's good to be back on stage. For the last 2 years, I was labeled non-essential by a bunch of politicians. I was thinking the same thing about them. And it really hurt because my brother's a doctor, so he kept his job. I was unemployed. I'm like, am I the Hunter Biden in my family? It hurts. Look who's not laughing. They're the Hunter Bidens in their family. Don't look at them. They know who they are. It hurts. I go, my goodness, I have a special to go tape. I want to be on the stage. I don't want to stumble over my words, forget what I'm supposed to say, start to look like a president up here. So I didn't say which one. Pick your own favorite. What I did is I decided I am gonna go to Texas to practice before this taping because Texas did not participate in the pandemic. Did you know that? No, that was like the Donald Trump of states. They're like, we're not doing it here. No, thank you. Take it somewhere else. I don't really care. You can go to California, New York. Don't bring it to Texas. Not happening here. We're not doing it. Business as usual. No comprende. That's Latin for not doing it. That's what that is, I believe. So I go to Texas and I'm trying to make them laugh. Every different community has their own sense of humor, but I think I got it. I ran up the stairs. I go, at least I didn't fall up the stairs. Boom, everybody laughed, except one guy. That's who we focus on. The one guy not laughing. I go, sir, that was funny. Joe Biden fell up the stairs. He goes, no, he didn't. Then he said the most Texas thing ever. He goes, he was pushed by Jesus. Only in Texas. Well, that is ridiculous. But then I went and watched the tape. It does appear like he was pushed by Jesus. Because when you watch, he fell 3 times. Where's my religious people? You know the reference. It's the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That's right. But I'm glad to be back on stage, and I'm one of the few comedians that says, whatever you're into, I want you to be proud of that. Like, if you want to wear a mask at my show, please wear a mask. Give it up for people wearing masks. That's okay. That is okay, yes. And if you don't want to wear one, make some noise. We gotta work together. Now, I was one of the first Americans to wear masks. Do you want to hear what happened? I got on a plane in 2010, way before anything else. Yeah. I look over, there was an Asian guy wearing a mask on the plane. Now, I didn't know why, but I bought him, I started doing it too. You know why? Because I copy off of Asians. That's how I roll, all right? I don't need to know what they're doing, I copy, all right? That's how I got into college. It works. See? And in college, I sat between 2 Asians, I got straight A's also. I learned, you sit between 2 Wongs, you get everything right. Straight A's, that's what's up. But it's just so funny, the mask thing, it was all about science. You know, you gotta wear a mask, you know? But the thing is, I had 1 disposable mask the entire pandemic. I don't think it was safe, I really don't. If you had a ton of masks, good for you. I had 1, my dad borrowed it. I'm like, give me that, that's mine, you know? This is not the family mask. And at one point, we're gonna go to Hawaii. They're like, we need to swab your nose. I'm like, swab my mask, that's what I wanna know. I think my mask had COVID-19, 20, 21, all kinds of stuff. Delta, Gamma, Tri-Delt, Pi Phi, everybody was on that mask. It was sorority mask, it was crazy. Towards the end of that thing, I'm so glad I got rid of that mask. I looked at it, I go, it would be cleaner to take my underwear and wear that around my face. Yeah, and you might think that's gross, and I'm talking about men's underwear, even worse. Yeah. Women's, I don't know how you do it. You can pull that thing way up there. You're looking to go out, right? If men get a wedgie, we're looking for the nearest garbage can to get rid of the evidence. We're not saving that underwear, all right? Ours comes in a 12-pack for a reason, ladies. Reload. And then people hear my jokes like, are you anti-science? Let's talk about the science for a second, okay? Towards the end of this thing, the science said, you need your mask to go in the airport. Yes, sir. Until you get to the TSA, he needs to see your face. All right, put it back on. Now you had to get on the plane 6 feet apart, socially distanced. until you got on the plane shoulder to shoulder with everybody there. But everything was fine, you still had your mask. Until the pretzels arrived. Right, the little bag? As long as you had the little pretzels, COVID took a pretzel break. You finished the last one, put your mask back. Okay, I'm sorry. I saw one guy, he was hilarious. He was making his pretzels last the whole flight. 6 pretzels, the whole flight. I don't know how he did it. He was, the last one, he just wouldn't eat it. He's just licking it. He get lazy too, the flight attendant. Put your mouth, still licking it, still licking it. Flights are funny too. How come every time you land, the pilot's like, we know you have many choices. Thank you for choosing our airline. We don't have many choices. There's a couple choices, right? You can go on like Southwest, they tell you little jokes. Hey, there's no smoking, but if you go on the wing, if you can light it, you can smoke it. Like, haha. Or you go on like United Airlines, they got those grouchy flight attendants. They used to have young, beautiful flight attendants, get your drink, come right back. That was in the 70s. Here we are 50 years later, it appears those same women are still flight attendants. Retire! You can see them coming, they need the beverage cart now. I've been flying since before people were allergic. You're like, that's not a beverage cart, that's a walker with juice in it. Look at that go. Then you can go on these low-budget airlines, okay? Spirit Airlines. I think they get their flight attendants directly from the prison work release program. I don't know if you, one time I got on a Spirit flight and already the flight attendant, say it again, say it again. How dare you, say it again. I'm like, I hope he doesn't say it again. I didn't even know what it was. I just, don't say it, sir. And she was talking to the pilot. Tension on there. If you don't know Spirit Airlines, they're great. The flight is $9. But here's how they get you. Go to check a bag or two, $300 extra. And I knew that once, but all I did was I bought a motorcycle out of town, so I was just gonna go get the motorcycle and ride it back home. How cool is that? So all I brought to the airport was my helmet. And the lady, I think she made like commission on bags, because she's like, sir, you check your bag? I go, I don't got a bag. She's like, well, if you're lying, we're gonna charge you double when you get up there, so you might as well be honest. I'm like I said, I don't have a bag. And she's like, okay. Okay, it's gonna be like that, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to charge you $100. I'm like, for what? She goes, your helmet, that's a carry-on. I was like, not anymore. I put it on, you guys. It was hot. She's like, you gonna wear that the whole flight? I go, yep, I'm that petty. I'm saving $100. Let's get on the plane. And the face of the people when I got on the plane, they're like, what does he know about this flight that we don't know? I'm looking like Buzz Lightyear. I found my seat and the lady's like, what's with the helmet? I messed with her. I'm like, we don't land for my stop. I felt like Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, yes. Got those flight attendants. Oh, the fighting. We have to stop the fighting. We went from the masks right into the vaccines. This stuff never ends. Now look, if you got your vaccines, that's fantastic. I just think, very controversial, there's a couple of groups that might not need a vaccine. You don't have to agree with me. Let me tell you who I think. You tell me. All right, how about if you already had COVID and you recovered naturally? Does that resonate with anyone? Small group, that's okay. How about truckers? Truckers, they don't need the vaccine. Their whole job is in quarantine, right? Loneliest job in the... Why you want to inject them? Leave them alone. The third group doesn't need the vaccine. I'm the only one talking about this. Anyone that went to the McDonald's Playland growing up as a kid. All right, these are people too. Where's my Playland kids? Yeah. Ghetto Disneyland, yeah. The Playland is ridiculous if you think about it, you know? Because your parents would just take you, drop you off, and you're just crawling through gerbil tunnels behind other kids you don't know. Nobody ever cleaned the gerbil tunnel. You never saw this in there. No. What happened in the Playland stayed in the Playland. It was the original Las Vegas. We would get our diseases in a fun environment and recover naturally. Kids used to do that. Whatever disease you didn't get in the gerbil tunnel, you go down the slide, you land in some dirty balls. Each ball already had a virus stuck to it. They came from China that way. We've lived through stuff now. Now I know how old people's stories are made. We now have old people stories. Remember when you would sit down and some older person in your family would be like, back in our day, you're like, whatever, that's us now. Next generation are like, back in our day, you had to wear a mask just to get into Walmart. Oh yeah, I survived the great toilet paper fights of 2020. Yes, I did. And look at my hands, they weren't always this wrinkly. We sanitized 50 times a day. We didn't know the long-term problems that would cause, you see. Whatever, Dad, you're just old. Oh no, I used to have the hands of a Korean boy band member. They were fabulous. Unbelievable. Let me guess, Dad, you used to have to walk uphill to school both ways? No, but we had a president who could fall upstairs both ways. That's true. Not a joke. He was pushed by Jesus. I heard that. So fun. But isn't it good to be laughing again out in public, having a good time? Yeah. Great groups. It's so funny because I was so non-essential, nobody called me up, but my buddy was a hairstylist. He was non-essential, but his phone kept ringing because he had female clients and they wanted their hair done. Women aren't gonna hear the law, you can't get your hair cut. Yeah, right. They were calling him up, come cut my hair, get to my house right now. No, nobody's gonna know, get over here now. I want my hair done. He's like, yes, ma'am. He was charging $500 under the table, illegal haircuts. Plus he's getting unemployment from California the whole time. He made $3.5 million last year, unbelievable. And here I am non-essential. None of you called me ladies, none of you beautiful ladies called me. You could have got your hair cut and be like, you come over too, I want to see you here. Get over here, Mr. Funny Pants, get over here. I'd have been like, knock, knock, who's there? Me, let me in now. Instead, now we have the problem with these Karens. You know what a Karen is? Someone who they start to complain about a comedy show. Oh yeah, it happens all the time. You never know who's gonna complain at your show. And so I just try to avoid the situation completely. Now, I don't like the term Karen because it's a little racial. It's an annoying white woman who complains. That's not fair. There's annoying women of every ethnicity, let's be honest. Yes, we've all met one. There's Latina Karens, they don't have a name, I call them Karenitas. Asian Karens, Kairens, let's talk about it. There's black Karens, Kanenes. There's some Kanenes out there. Mm-hmm. Let's just be equal, that's all I'm saying. I got to do a really cool show during the pandemic though. This one group hired me. It's the Latter-day Saints Singles Conference in Orange County, California. How many Latter-day Saints people are here? LDS Mormons? Yeah, Mormons? Yeah. And you're not supposed to say Mormon, so I say LDS. And what's great about it is I love LDS people. I went to high school with them. They're such nice people. More people need to know. I mean, these are the kind of kids that would TP your house and then clean it up the next morning before you woke up. Didn't even know what happened. Yeah, very nice. A lot of you are like, that doesn't happen. Yes, it does. You just didn't know what happened. That's how good they were. I like nice people. You know what I don't like? Fake victims. This is getting too far. Fake victims. Everyone's a victim. People are always trying to tell you how they're a victim. Now you go to work, they're gonna tell you their pronouns. I'm they, them. I'm she, her. There's gonna be a guy named Earl going, I'm plum, her. I'm your plumber. I don't know what we're talking about, okay? I'm gonna go plunge, right? I saw Megan Rapinoe, who's a soccer player for the United States soccer team, go to the White House and say this country isn't fair. I don't like seeing that. I love America. She's like, this country's not fair for me. I'm like, you're at the White House and you get paid to play soccer. That's a privilege. God bless America. All right? Yes. What a great country. I even did some research. She gets $3 million a year to play soccer, you guys. Not even real soccer, women's soccer. There's gonna be a Will Smith after the show. Keep her name out your mouth. That's a mean joke, so I'm gonna apologize. If you can tell me when's their next game. Solutions. All right? We need solutions. I have solutions for diversity. We need diversity in every industry. That's what we need. Now, when I look at the NBA, that basketball court does not have a lot of diversity. But I came up with a solution. We use technology to help everyone play in the NBA. We need to raise or lower the backboard according to what ethnicity is running towards it during the game. That's fair. Like if LeBron's going, not 10 feet, 13. Make it a little harder for him. Some people from Utah, 9 feet. Asians? Yeah! Some of you are like, Kayvon, what about Latinos? Make it fence high. They can still get over it. They can, Some of you are like, what would Latinos say if they heard that? They love that joke. I just performed in Arizona. This guy after the show goes, hey, you're stupid. We would go under the court. El Chapo style. I was like, touche. The reason I can do all these different jokes is because I'm a minority myself. Now, I know you're looking at me, you're going, Kayvon, you just look regular white. Not so fast. My dad is Persian, my mom is Scottish. That's rare. I call it Harry Pottish. That's right. People are like, that's not a minority. Yes, it is. Half Persian? Nobody's half Persian out there, man. And what's crazy is people go, you don't seem Persian to me. I'm like, that's because I use cologne responsibly. 2 sprays, not 2 bottles. Come on. Yeah. You've been in an Uber. You know what I'm talking about. All right? Yeah. Some people have the gall to think I'm making it up. I'm like, I'm not making it up. If you look closely, you can tell I have my dad's beautiful, dark Persian eyes. But I have my mom's American features, so unfortunately, I just look like a tired white guy. Women don't even know I'm exotic. They think I'm exhausted. And I am exhausted. I've been a victim, but nobody wants to hear my stories, okay? One time I went to get a haircut at a new salon, and they said they don't even do haircuts for men. They sent me out of there. I felt foolish. I'm like, oh, I have to go somewhere else because of the way I was born? That's discrimination. Now, there's no Supreme Court case pending, no lawyers like, I'll help you. Nope, I had to stick up for myself. I go, would you have cut a woman's hair if she drove a Subaru? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's the same haircut I was going for. Beep, beep. That's right, I have been a victim. Here's how big a victim I am. This is unbelievable. I went to get an allergy test. They put this little thing on my back and they scratched me with all kinds of irritants, and it turns out I'm allergic to cats and watermelon, which is crazy because Persians are known for cats and watermelon. Yeah, see, you didn't even know that. That's how big a minority I am. Yeah, for a Persian to be allergic to cats and watermelon, that's like being Mexican and allergic to tacos and landscaping. Thank you, I was hoping somebody would understand me. You get me, thank you. Are you Latina? Hey, you see, she knows. She's like, of course I am. I'll meet you under the court. We'll go get some tacos. That's right. But I appreciate you guys laughing, because I gotta tell you, we need to laugh now more than ever. And I try to make people laugh even when I'm out in the streets, not just on the stage. That's our job as comedians. And one time I went to the airport and had the perfect opportunity to make somebody laugh. Because my name is Kayvon Moezi. It's very Persian. My brother, Shaheen Moezi. Now, my mom, Margaret, didn't get to name us, obviously. But I love having a weird name because I can have fun with it. Sometimes I give people my ID, they're like, what's that name? If I don't have time, I'm like, it's Kevin Mosey, right? But sometimes I crank it up, even more ethnic. One time I went to the airport in Atlanta, Georgia. There's a black dude working TSA. Give my ID, he's like, all right, Kevin, have a good day. I go, no, sir, that's not my name. He's like, it's not Kevin? I'm like, nah, dog. That's Kayvon. And I knew he liked it because his voice went up a little bit. He's like, your name Kayvon? That's cool, man. All right, Kayvon, I like that. Have a good day, Kayvon. I'm like, you didn't get my last name yet. He's like, hold on, Kayvon, let me see your last name. Mosey? I'm like, nah, player. That's Moeezy. His voice went up even higher. Your name is Kayvon Moeezy? That's your real name? I go, yeah. And he said the funniest thing. He goes, how you get a black name? Are you black? I'm like, no, sir, I'm Persian. He's like, nah, that's black. That's a black name. But we were arguing, but in a fun way. That's America. That's what we should be doing, right? Interacting, laughing, yeah. Right. But it was so cool to make instant friends with somebody, but over a topic that might scare others. He was like, let me tell you something, Kayvon Moeezy, that's the blackest name I've seen all day. And this is the Atlanta airport, so you know that's a black name. So I felt comfortable. I'm like, well, then I'm gonna go to the X-ray machine black. He's like, go ahead. I'm like, all right, here I go then. You know? He's like, that's not how we walk. I'm like, it's my first day, shut up. But we do feel good. I feel good. I know I'm getting older, but I'm not old. And there's little signs that we're getting older every day. Like when you go to buy a flight, you have to pick the year you were born on that stupid spin dial. Yeah, I used to not mind. I see some young people, you don't mind, you're right there on the default. There I go. There's my birthday. That was me not long ago. But lately, it's been a little bit of a brrr. I don't like that brrr. And some of you are laughing, you're brrr, brrr, aren't you? Your arms are crossed. Because young people have good lives. We have a bad memory to go with every single one of those years. Oh, that's when the stock market crashed. Should have sold my home there. That's when you know who got elected. We all have a bad memory. But be positive. You know who I feel bad for? My grandmother. I had to buy a flight for her. That was like I was on The Price is Right. Wow. Got on the wheel, just brrr. We went and had lunch, came back, it was still spinning. You gotta age gracefully. That's what I've decided. You know, wrinkles are coming in. I'm gonna leave them. I'm a man. Gonna have wrinkles. I'm gonna use them for good. If anybody needs help getting around town, I'm just gonna use it like a road map. Where are you trying to go, player? Where you wanna go? The airport, La Cienega, make a left on Manchester. You'll find it. You get lost, come see my forehead. No big deal, right? That's right. I can't wait to go bald. Helping people around the globe. It doesn't matter. Right, sir? Yes. No big deal. That's right. Because I did the most amazing show recently. I was on a yacht on Mother's Day for 150 mothers in Orange County, California. Newport Beach, on a yacht, going around the harbor, and it was beautiful, and the women were beautiful, and I was the only man on the cruise. Picture that, 150 Orange County moms and me. And it felt good, they laughed at my jokes, and I knew if the yacht were to sink, those women would float. Have you been to Orange County? If they'd been on the Titanic, Jack would have survived. Orange County women, they come with their own flotation devices. They just be waiting for help to arrive. Just wait. Waiting. Some of, not all of them, some of them float different. Just. But that's still sea level. They're okay. They're okay. The only ones I was worried about are the younger ones. They float different. Sun's out, buns out. Yeah. Those mothers were beautiful. And one of the moms, I go, how old are you? She goes, I won't tell you my age, but I'm about 25 years older than you are. I go, Mike, you look younger than me. She goes, well, I have a spa. You should come to my day spa, and I'm going to do a treatment for you. Now, I would never do something like this, but she said my favorite word, free. So I go in there, and she goes, we're going to do cryogenic face freezing for you. I'd never even heard of that. She goes, here's what it is. She basically blew a blow dryer on my face full of dry ice. 1 minute, she goes, that would have been $60. What did you think? I said, that would have been a ripoff. She goes, what do you mean? That's a really good treatment. I was like, no, because I'm older now. I'm smart. I know you get the same experience at Costco in the produce section. You know what I'm talking about. Where's my bulk members? That's what's up. Go in there in the summer, do your whole body for $65. You get a sample on the way out. You're good. That's what I like. You get wisdom when you get older, so I don't mind. Like the other day, I invited a girl over to Netflix and chill, and that's all we did. It was awesome. But one thing I don't like about getting older is the fashion keeps moving forward. Every generation wants to have their own fashion, and now the skinny jeans are the thing. And look at these pants. Some of you mocked them when I came out. Oh, look at those pants. I didn't design these, I bought them. This is what they offer. I'm from the 90s. We wore cargo pants back then. Any men still wear cargo pants? Any real men? Yeah, see? Real men wear cargo. Where's the men wearing skinny jeans? Where are you at? Yeah. And the rest wanted to clap, but they're too tight. It's like, I can't even... It's painful. Real men wear cargo pants. If you called a plumber and he showed up in skinny jeans, would you trust that man? It looks yucky to me, too. Not one of these. Cargo pants, man, get in there. I'll fix this for you. You'll be back at this toilet in no time. That's what you need. A fireman, a police officer, the military, cargo pants. That was me. In the 90s, I had so many pockets, I didn't even know what to do with all the pockets. One time I moved from one apartment to the other just with my pants. I didn't even need a U-Haul, budget truck. Got my futon, my big screen TV, potted plants. Everything was in those pants, man. I miss those. And you gotta understand, like, I was like a young guy. I was like puka shell necklace wearing dude. With a button-down shirt, going to the club, but baggy. I was boy band up top, gangster rapper down below. And I felt good, because at the club, you could dance with cargo pants. And even if you didn't know how to dance, the pants covered up all that footwork. You didn't have to know. Girls like, you're good. It's like, no, you just can't see what's going on under here. This is horrible. I feel like Ellen DeGeneres. What is it? With these pants, you gotta know what you're doing on the dance floor. Plus, when you put them on as a man, you don't feel very good. When women put on tight pants, you feel fierce, ready to take over the club. Yeah, that's right, she's wearing them. Feel fierce. When men put on skinny jeans, we're making decisions the whole way up. All right, what's going down the left, what's going down the right? It's gonna be there for... Took you guys a little while, I expected that. You gotta make decisions. And then you look in the mirror and you feel feminine immediately. When you wear skinny jeans, you can't help it. That's why it's called H&M. Put them on, you're like, These are the pants. You're saying, why are you wearing them? Because I perform for college kids, then comedy clubs, and cruise ships. So I do the whole thing. But we're the kids, you want to look like them. But I don't like these pants. When you go to the club, back in the day, you had your cargo pants. Listen up, children. We used to wear cargo pants at the club, and you were a better man, because a girl would be like, babe, I'm dancing, it's so much fun. I want you to hold my lip gloss. You're like, give me that, I got a pocket for that right there. You could hold her lip gloss. Baby, give me your keychains. I got that right over here, pow. I got moisturizer, I got Visine, I had a pharmacy in my pants. Everything was in there. Girl, you look thirsty, take a water. You can keep that one. I got a whole 24 pack, I'm good. You just dance all night. You were an extension of her purse. I think it's a conspiracy theory to take men's power away. Because now that we're wearing skinny jeans, we're not valuable anymore. We go to the club, ladies, you're like, babe, hold my lip gloss. You're like, I don't got no room for that. You want equal rights, this is what it looks like. You fought for this, remember. Comedy is under attack. People get offended, and there's a new culture out there who can get offended first and for other people. And that's the weirdest thing in the world. I had that at a show I did once. There was a blind gentleman in the front row, and I was teasing the blind guy, and he was having a great time. After the show, he said, most people ignore that I'm even there, so thank you for making me feel like a part of it. And that's where his head was at. But during the show, I'm teasing the blind guy, and a woman in the back is like, excuse me, I'm offended. I'm like, what? Why are you? Because don't talk to him anymore. I'm offended for the blind gentleman. I'm like, you're offended for him? He's laughing. He's facing the wrong way, but he's laughing. And to his credit, this is the best part. I go, do you know her? He goes, I've never seen her a day in my life. Yes. That guy That was a good dude. I blame the next generation because they're offended by everything now. They've never been through a war, a draft, anything. I'm part of that generation too, but we got to knock off the sensitivity. We have to, because honestly, they get offended now about cyber bullies. That's the big thing. Talk to any student. What's the worst problem you're facing? Cyber bullies. It's horrible. They can pick on you on the internet. Oh, really? Our generation had real bullies. They pulled our real underwear up our real butt crack. Yeah. It really hurt, you know? You don't have to pull a Twitter out of your Snapchat at the end of the school. Cyber bullies. I got bullied a lot because I look like a guy who can fight, but I can't, so the bully would naturally pick on me. Ladies, don't be confused. These muscles will not defend you. These are for looks. These are designer muscles. That's what these are. Yeah. These are for Starbucks. They're not for Tai Chi, they're for chai tea. That's what you do with it. Even the exercises I do cannot help me in a fight. Like I do the CrossFit stuff. You get those battle ropes. Have you seen those guys? I'm one of those. I'm good at that. That's not gonna help me in a fight. Like with this dude. The biggest dude in the room, sat him in the front, ruined the view for 14 rows. Who sat this room? And just to mock you, he put his hair bigger. What are you gonna do about it? And we're not gonna do anything. Like if he came to fight me, what am I gonna do? Wait till I get your shoelaces. That ain't even gonna work because he's wearing sandals. Give me this thing right here. Give me the... I am defenseless against this man. He's a good sport, right? Oh, he's a good sport, right? But at least I go to the gym. Dr. Phil also said, if you want to build the bond with someone you're dating, go to the gym together. It'll make your relationship stronger. I went to the gym with a girl I was dating. We broke up immediately after that. Everything I wanted to do, she was telling me no. It was crazy. I was like, let's do some pull-ups. Well, let's do something over here. Finally I go, all right, let's do 10 push-ups. We'll go home. She's like, I'm definitely not doing that. I go, 10 push-ups, why not? She goes, I don't want to get huge shoulders and chest muscles, thank you. I was like, it doesn't work like that. People work their whole life to look like that. She thinks she's gonna be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, hit. She can't even get to 10, 5, 6, yeah! Yeah! Look what you did to me! I told you it wasn't safe, now what? I'd be like, oh my goodness, you were right. I told you, now I have to join the bodybuilding competitions. Move to California, become an action star. I didn't want to do that. And then I'm like, well, look at your neck. Is that a tumor? It's not a tumor, muscle. Oh, man. I live in Los Angeles, California, and every new idea that comes out of there, they adopt it immediately. And I'm a little more conservative. Like the new one is any man that says they're a woman, immediately you must address him as a woman. And I'm progressive. I'm like, all right, but they should have to pass a test first. Because women have skills men don't have. You can't just say, I'm a woman. Do something a woman can do, then I'll believe you, right? Can you break into my iPhone in the time I go to the bathroom and come back to the dinner table? Just something basic. Can you be totally starving but have no idea what you want to eat? Some of you know what I'm talking about. Can you turn a compliment into an argument? That's what I want to know. It's like, babe, you look beautiful tonight. So I didn't look beautiful last night? You're good. You are good. You look so photogenic, so I don't look beautiful in real life? Actually, I believe there's so many things women can do better than guys. Women can do things. Here's one example that I was at the mall with my nephew babysitting. I'm just walking through the mall, and a woman I didn't know pulled up a knee. She goes, "Is that your son?" I go, "No, it's my nephew." And she without any hesitation, she says, "He is adorable. What's your name?" "You are so cute. Marcus, when you turn 18, I'm coming back for you. You're a little heartbreaker. Save him for me. He's so cute." And she walked away. Went back to shopping. I challenge any man in this room. Any guy, go to the mall, just approach a woman you don't know. "Is that your niece? Can I have a word with her, please?" "Wow, when you turn 18, I'm coming back for you. Save her for me." That's a good one. You don't get to walk out of the mall. They escort you out of the... I was just talking to kids. That's right, R. Kelly, tell it to the judge. Tell it to the judge. There's things women can do. How about it's Valentine's Day, or maybe your girl misses you and she sends you a romantic picture. You're like, whoa, you're excited. Maybe it's been a long day at work. Ooh, can't wait to get home. She misses me. Women can send those romantic pictures. But men, if you send a picture of you laying in the beach, rolling around in the sand, bending over in a Speedo, "When are you coming home, babe?" you're not gonna get a positive reaction. A lot of guys are getting busted for taking those romantic pictures. Here's what I do. I turn this show into a TED Talk. I teach men how to take the best, most seductive picture for the women in this room. Here's what you do, guys. Go home, get in the closet, and put all your clothes on. Your best clothes. Don't take anything off. Put on your dress shoes, dress socks, dress pants, belt, shirt, tie, suit coat, briefcase. Make it look like you're going to work. If you really want to turn her on, let your 401k dangle out of the front of the briefcase, just ever so. Just a little tip, just a little tip. I'm glad you guys laughed at me. My name is Kayvon, that's my real name. I believe I got into comedy because of my family. My dad is from the Middle East. His name is Iraj. Yeah, and they're funny without even knowing it. My dad's name is Iraj, he has a brother named Turaj. I'm like, what? If they would have had more boys, 3 Raj, 4 Raj, 5 Raj, 6. And my dad has a thick accent. He's always like, "Thanks God you're here. Thanks God you're laughing. Thanks God." And I'm like, "Dad, don't take the H out of thanks. You turn it into tanks." It's so weird. When he takes the H out of words, it's always at the worst time. One time I was playing video games at home with my friends. My dad came in the room, turned off the Nintendo, and lectured us. He's like, "In Iran, I studied hard. I did not play video. I work hard. I graduated 3rd in my class." I'm like, did he just turn 3rd into turd? What? My friends are laughing. "You were turd?" "Yes, I was turd. It wasn't easy to be turd. I had to push and earn that turd all by myself." I'm just hiding in the corner like, "Dad, stop. You weren't turd." "I was turd. One guy tried to take my turd, but I work hard for turd. I became turd. I made that guy fart." Yes. You might think fart is okay, but fart comes and goes. Turd, you have something to show for what you have. I'm like, "Dad, I am in 3rd grade right now. Please stop the lecture. Please." The other day I laughed at something I probably shouldn't have. That's usually the best kind of laugh because you didn't mean to do it. I was on the treadmill jogging, and there was a Mexican guy next to me on the treadmill. Going to leave the gym, threw his backpack on, 3 oranges fell out. I thought it was hilarious. My friend said, "Why are you laughing?" I go, "Mexican guy had oranges in his backpack." He said, "That's racist." Ooh, when that word comes out, I have to defend myself immediately. I said, "It's not racist and I can prove it." I would have laughed no matter what came out of anybody's backpack. He goes, "What are you talking about?" I go, "If he'd been Hawaiian and 3 pineapples flew out, that would have been funny too." That's right. He could have been Irish. That would have been even better. 3 potatoes came out. That would be... I'd just be dodging them all like that. Ah! Little river dance, right? And that became a metaphor for life. I think we all have our own backpack and we could just laugh about what's in it, right? We got Italian people here tonight. What would come out of our Italian friend's backpack? Meatball, spaghetti, handgun, forget about it, whatever, you know? We got Asian people. What comes out of our Asian friend's backpack? You guys are good at this. Rice, sushi. I was thinking homework and calculators. Okay, guys? I'm going a little too far. Right? And you can just play this all along. I'm Persian. People yell up kebab, pagers, gold chains, a rug. It doesn't matter. It's just funny. And it's not racist because the funniest one I thought of is not even a person of color. The funniest one I thought of is a Russian dude. We all know what would come out of a Russian dude's backpack. Not vodka. Smaller Russian guy with even smaller backpack would fly up. He throws backpack even smaller Russian guy all the way down to little baby Russian with a little baby backpack. So as a group, we're laughing, we're having fun, we're not racist. Thank you for laughing, everybody.